In the world of combat sports, there have been jaw dropping moments that hold a special place in both people's hearts and the internet. Well, these fights bring bone crushing slams to mind bending submissions that will leave you awestruck. Hello, and what's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to talk about the 10 best finishers from the history of WWE, and it will leave you on the edge of your seat and prove why Hell in WrestleMania is the ultimate showcase of heart stopping action in the WWE. Number 10, leg drop. In wrestling, the leg drop is considered a classic move, and back in the days of the 80s and 90s, it was a total game changer, especially when Hulk Hogan would reveal his atomic leg drop after hulking up. It was like a one-way ticket to victory for him, and opponents would often find themselves down for the count after that iconic move. Even the bigger guys like Yokozuna could easily put an end to a match with a simple leg drop. However, Hulk Hogan's impact on the wrestling business is undeniable, and his iconic finishing move, the leg drop, is a big part of that. It's become so synonymous with his legacy that it deserves a spot on any list of the best WWE finishers. Without a doubt, his contributions to the wrestling world have left a lasting mark. Number 9, Tombstone Piledriver, The Undertaker. You see, it's The Undertaker's signature finishing move, and it's one of those craziest moves that wrestling fans just can't forget. At that moment, the dead man grabs his opponent by the waist, hoists them up upside down, and positions them in a seated position on his shoulders. Then, bam! He drops down to the mat, driving the poor guy's head and neck into the canvas. Oops! It's a move that screams power and dominance, and it's one of the things that make The Undertaker such a force to be reckoned with in the WWE. Number 8, Clothesline from Hell. Back in the day, a simple lariat or clothesline was considered an exciting move during a match, especially when wrestling had a more grounded and Greco-Roman style. But you know what? Those moves have stood the test of time, and now they're pretty common in matches, with some variations even serving as finishers. It's really exciting how wrestlers have found creative ways to incorporate the clothesline or lariat into their repertoire. But let's not forget JBL's Clothesline from Hell. That one takes the cake for me as one of the best WWE finishers ever. The way he would duck underneath a corner attack, take off running, and then BAM! He'd come back with that signature lariat of his. It was like poetry in motion, and Billy Gunn always sold it like it was pure death, didn't he? Props to JBL, that move is legendary. Number 7, Running Knee Strike. Just imagine you're standing there in the ring, slightly dazed, and suddenly, out of nowhere, someone comes charging at you with full momentum, driving their knee straight into your face. Ouch! That's gonna hurt like hell, no doubt about it. I mean, look at Daniel Bryan's running knee strike. It's a thing of beauty. Man, I just love it. And let's not forget Adam Cole's The Boom version. It's electrifying. The running knee strike is all about surprise and impact. The guy could be standing there or just getting up from the mat and bam, he's clobbered with that knee strike. These strikes demand not just strength, but also timing and precision, right? Number 6, Hulk Hogan, Big Boot and Leg Drop. When you talk about the career in pro wrestling history, you can't help but think of Hulk Hogan. He's a living legend, and his impact on pop culture is right up there with contemporary icons like Ric Flair. I mean, that big boot and leg drop combo of his has been putting shoulders to the mat for close to 40 years. Hogan was just unstoppable, and that's what cements his big boot and leg drop combo as one of the most devastating finishing sequences ever. And if you see that boot coming your way, you know trouble's brewing, and that leg drop is like the final nail in the coffin. That's why Hogan's legacy is unparalleled. Number 5, F5, Brock Lesnar. This F5 stunt is the move of Brock Lesnar, and it's just a beast of a finisher. During the game, he grabs his opponent by the waist, hoists them up onto his massive shoulders, and then spins them around like a human tornado before slamming them face first into the mat. It's like a freight train of power and athleticism. However, he's been using the F5 as his go-to finishing move throughout his entire career in the WWE, and let me tell you, it's been a game changer in many high-profile matches and feuds. So whenever you see Brock Lesnar winding up for that F5, you know something big is about to go down. Number 4, Randy Orton, RKO. Randy Orton, what a talent he is. However, this talent is in his blood. And you're so right, he's like a serpent in the ring with those slick and calculated movements and that sadistic persona he brings to his character. One moment you think you have the upper hand, and the next, you're eating mat, courtesy of Randy's RKO. It's like a lightning-fast snake bite that can strike and put an opponent down with one blow. I've seen matches where he pulls it off, and it's game over before you even realize what hit you. All in all, Randy Orton's RKO is just a thing of beauty. It is a move that can turn the tide of a match in an instant, and a finisher that will go down in wrestling history as one of the most insane moves ever. Number 3, Sweet Chin Music. Particularly, the super kick is a classic move that's known and loved worldwide. Originally known as a crescent kick, it has become one of the most commonly used crazy moves in wrestling today, thanks to some seriously talented performers. Usually, they've all added their flair to it, making it a staple in their octagon. Here, Shawn Michaels, the man who turned it into sweet chin music and made it his finishing move. It was pure magic when he'd tap his foot in the corner, building up anticipation in the crowd. And then bam! That kick would come out of nowhere, sending his opponent straight to dreamland, an awestruck moment for your eyes. And you know what? HBK's sweet chin music will always get top billing for being one of the best WWE finishers ever. It's just iconic, and it's etched into the memories of wrestling fans around the world. When you hear that music hit and see him winding up for the kick, you know something epic is about to happen. Number 2, CM Punk GTS. CM Punk was truly one of a kind. Chicago made, and he brought something different to the WWE when it was desperately needed. In the game, Punk, with his opponent draped over his shoulders, gives one last rebellious look into the camera, and then, bam! That precise knee strike comes out of nowhere and it's game over. Interestingly, you can't deny the fast and furious rise of Punk and the impact he made with devastating GTS. It was a time in wrestling that brought so many fans back into the fold. Guys, just imagine the intensity of instant knockout. Number 1, Spear. Lastly, that's a move that's as straightforward as it gets. You just run at your opponent with full force, and bang! It is a move that has stood the test of time and continues to be a showstopper in the world of professional wrestling. When that spear comes flying, you better believe it's going to leave a lasting impression on anyone unlucky enough to be on the receiving end. Now let's talk about the stars who have made Spear their own over the years. It included Goldberg, Rhino, Big Show, Batista, Edge, Christian, Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair, Bobby Lashley, Ricky Starks, and the list just keeps going. That's why it's ranked so high on my list of the best WWE finishers. Thanks for watching the entire video. Don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos.